Am I wrong for not being emotionally invested in my relationship since my wife opened our relationship a year ago? My wife, who is 29 years old, and I, also 29, have been married for 4 years, and we've been together for almost 17 years. We're each other's first and only relationship. We also have a 9-year-old son. Last year, my wife brought up opening the relationship. We're both very open with each other and we don't hide anything from each other. She understood it was a very sensitive topic, and she didn't force anything, but she said she never had the chance to explore or have sex with anyone else and she just wanted to give it a try. I was devastated, but I heard her out and told her I needed a few days to process it. After a few days I told her I would be okay with it, and I laid out a few ground rules. She had to get regularly tested, she had to have her partner get tested, and not to bring anyone at home. I also told her not to talk about her dates or hookups with me, as I did not want to know about it. My wife happily accepted all of the conditions, but she also apologized a lot and told me she'd do anything for me the rest of our lives for being so understanding of this. It took me almost a month to get used to it, but I ultimately did. However, I did start emotionally distancing myself from my wife. It was probably unintentional. I no longer initiated dates, date nights, or sex, and she was the only one who initiated anything. The last time I initiated or planned a date was a year ago. I did talk about this with my sister, and I asked her to keep it private. My sister was shocked and also angry, but I told her to let it go, as it didn't really bother me too much. However, my sister and I did start hanging out much more often, since she was recently divorced and had free time. She got me out of the funk I was in, and we started having dinners, going to movies, going on hikes. I genuinely started enjoying life again, and I was constantly planning new things to do or places to explore with her. She constantly asked about me divorcing my wife, and she really wanted me to do it, but I told her I'd think about it. However, a few days ago was her birthday, and I had genuinely forgotten it was her birthday, till my wife reminded me that afternoon. My wife likes to be surprised, and for almost 17 years, I have always surprised her with a gift. But this year, I had completely forgotten it was her birthday, and my wife hadn't even reminded me her birthday was coming up. My wife and I then had an honest talk, and for the first time I told her, I am not as emotionally invested in this relationship as I was prior to her opening the relationship. I told her it was unintentional, and that she's a really great wife and mom to our son. My wife then broke down in tears and said it was 2 months since she had closed the relationship, and that she would never open the relationship again, and it would really mean a lot to her if I could get back to how I was before she opened the relationship. I did not know my wife had closed the relationship 2 months ago, and I told her I'll try, but I don't know. Am I wrong for not being emotionally invested in the relationship since my wife opened the relationship last year?